What's up everyone and welcome to another Warframe video. With the Lich changes came our first new bow in years, the brand spanking new Kuva Bramma. Now we've not had a new bow since I believe the Lens, which was August 2017, so I was pretty excited when this was announced. So how do you get it and what does it do? Well, you need to get it through the Kuva Lich system, killing your Lich and claiming his weapon. The Bramma comes with decent direct damage, although its impact, which isn't amazing. However, honestly, the direct damage is not really we're interested in, at all, to be perfectly honest with you. Like the Corpus Lens, it has a 7-meter explosion on impact, doing a ton of blast damage. It sends out some Tsar-style cluster bomblets too. High crit damage means this thing hits like a truck. However, the status shown is slightly misleading because it's split between the explosion and all of the bomblets. I'm not 100% sure how many bomblets are yet, but it basically means it effectively works like shotgun status, where each of these bomblets as well as the main explosion only has a chance to proc. There's a couple of downsides to this bow though, one of which is major, very major, and one that you can work around. Now the one you can work around is the arrows do have an arc to them, it's very odd to get used to, but it does get easier as you play with it. One huge issue though, the one that takes the most getting used to, is that it has self-damage. Yup, that fun thing it's come back to haunt us, and you don't even have Cautious Shot to try and deal with it. Although, that being said, I very much doubt that even Cautious Shot would do anything anyway. It does way too much damage for Cautious Shot to actually stop most frames from killing themselves. It does relegate you to either get good, or not misjudging the range, or use Hildred of Revenant to stop yourself from blowing yourself up. So with all that said, the build. Despite what I said about the status, you're going to notice I'm semi-building for status still. Using Amalgam Serration on here, we have so much damage that a tiny loss for more frame maneuverability, that sprint speed, it's always a nice thing. Double crit mods to make this thing hit stupid hard. Vigilante armaments and split chamber for multi-shot. Vigilante supplies in the Xmas, since this thing only holds 15 shots at a time, and it's the rare bow ammo, so you can run out pretty easily. Vigilante supplies are going to keep us in stock at all times. Plus, it means we're going to be double stacking the Vigilante set bonus for a 10% chance to upgrade our crits. As for Elemental, I would recommend getting a Toxin-based Bramma from your Lich if you can, because it works super nicely for either viral, gas, or corrosive damage, and then modding for one of those damage types. On the one on the screen, I have gas, and this is the one I was using in the footage, because while the shotgun status thing is true, I found that you actually still proc reasonably reliably because the bomblets often hit in a fairly concentrated area, and you will still often proc. But any of those three damage types will work well, especially since for viral you can use your prime cryo rounds to boost that viral damage up a lot over those 90% mods that you get for the rest of them. So what do I think of the Bramma? Well, it's a game of two halves really. Let's start with how I play it and how I have personally been using it. I have solidly played Hildred with it since I first got it, because honestly, I'm a super aggressive player. I am always firing first, I'm asking questions later, and that's actually led me to blow myself up on Hildred more times than I'm actually comfortable admitting, even on Hildred. But I tell you what, the bow is incredible fun. The way it looks, and hot damn, that sound design is it's fantastic. And it's a package that looks and sounds amazing, but also it performs incredibly well too. You can see me using it in the background against really high level enemies that most people aren't going to be going up against for the most part, and that shows just how good this thing is. I actually love this thing so much, and I am definitely going to be using it a lot. That being said, the self-damage is going to be a deal breaker for most people, I would imagine, and it has opened that debate about self-damage again. A 7-meter explosion radius that explodes on contact. I mean, at least the Lens gives a faint hope of getting out before the explosion. The Bramma very much does not have that. One small mistake and you're crawling your ass along the floor, apologising to your team for needing to be picked up again. Not entirely sure what the solution here is though. Like I said earlier, not sure Cautious Shot is actually going to reduce the damage close to enough to not kill yourself, but this thing definitely does at least fit the argument that gets thrown around a lot, that super strong explosive AoE weapons need a self-damage as a drawback. Now, personally, if Cautious Shot removed the self-damage entirely, at least that would need a mod slot. So honestly, maybe buffing Cautious Shot to 100% would be a good move here. You're either going to lose an elemental to fit it, or you're going to lose ammo mutation, and then you're going to have to deal with low ammo pickups. I actually would be very interested to hear your thoughts on this in the comments below, as what you think about self-damage, and what you think the sort of solution is around that. Riven Whites for this though, I'd be tempted to say look for damage, multi-shot, crit chance, crit damage, flight speed's quite a nice one, or even status chance. Might actually be possible to push this to 100% status fairly easily with a Riven, in which case it actually adds another level to this. Negatives are pretty open too, minus puncture or slash, minus damage to infested, minus magazine capacity because it's a bow, you'll only ever have one. All of them work pretty well as a negative here, I can tell you. I am definitely going to be looking for a double crit Riven someday, that is for sure. But anyways, the Bramma, an incredible weapon, looks and sounds great with the performance to back it up. Possibly the best of the Kuva weapons, like all of them in my eyes, despite the rather huge drawback of the self-damage. I would actually be interested to hear your thoughts on this and the Kuva Lich changes that came the other day so far in the comments below. As always though, many thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed the video, smash that like button if you did and sub for more Warframe content, and I shall catch you in the next one.